Well, we got to have an important talk, and time's come for that important talk. And this is the first of a couple of videos. Well, there's going to be a second video where I'm going to be walking around Mineola talking about changes going on in this channel. And as I said last night, I have accepted the plan. There's nothing I got to do about it. Wall Street controls Long Island. Wall Street controls New York. It's all about these finance professionals, particularly on the South Shore and their enclaves. They just control everything. They get their way. They get all the attention. And a fine example of that was today. Rockville Center. News 12 was all over Rockville Center today. Look at this. And the Village was bragging about it. It's just so obvious what they gear to. How well their downtown is doing. Of course, they've got to rub it in. It's all about them and their peachy keen, lily white enclaves. All these people are white, by the way. You notice that. Not one minority here. All right. So it just goes to show you who they serve at News 12. And again, you look at the state, and this is something we're not going to talk about anymore. All right. It charges back to life. Rockville Center charges back to life. You see that? We'll just look at that again one more time. I guess I'd have to reload the page. But we'll look at it at that again one more time. All right. So they have this here, but this barely gets anything. So let's see how much time this got. All right. They gave it 1 minute and 8 seconds now. All right. But
in Floral.
They finally did send the reporter down. All right, they finally did send the reporter down. I'll give them credit. But this is the crime in the middle of the island. They finally did send the reporter down. It took them all day to do it. And then you have all the crime going on here. And I'm not going to be doing crime updates anymore. So this is one of the announcements I'm making. I'm not doing these crime updates anymore because we have websites that cover it. And, you can go to Daily Voice. All right? And you can go to laurauli.net where they report on this every day. And you can see there's lots of crime going on that News 12 is not covering. Because, again, the demographic they geared to doesn't care about that. It's all about these people in New York. That's just the sad reality of things here. All right? There's nothing more I can do to stop the plan. I urge you to follow these websites. laurauli.net and Daily Voice for all these things. Lots of crimes going on across the island that aren't getting reported because, again, it's all about a certain demographic sitting pretty in their enclaves. They don't have to look at this. This is Hicksville. They don't have to look at this. They don't have to look at the graffiti. They're sitting pretty in their enclaves. And it's all about taking care of them while the rest of us deal with a worsening quality of life. That is just a sad reality of it. All right, that is just a sad reality of it. And I have to focus on things that I enjoy, like taking pictures of wildlife, like this beautiful, what an adorable little baby bunny that is, saw in Hicksville. All right, so I'd rather focus on that part of Hicksville because there's always plenty of bunnies there, it seems. This is a baby bunny. Isn't he adorable? Oh. But that's what I have to focus on, not this. Not this, you know what I mean? And look, man, I know it's an eventuality where I'm going to wind up because things keep going the way they're going. We know that life on Long Island is not going to be sustainable for me, all right? And I don't want to leave Long Island, but that is just a sad reality. So, again, no crime news updates. I'm not doing that anymore, among other things. So, tune to my colleagues, Matt. Matt will still be doing his Long Island news updates, hopefully, as well as Andy. He does focus more on New York City. But they will be doing those news updates. But for me, I've got to focus on what I love and enjoy my time left on Long Island because I know that my days here are numbered, unfortunately, as things keep going the way they're going. All right? Yes, living in New Jersey would certainly be a lot harder. It's certainly not going to be easy in a lot of ways. But the sad reality is if things keep going the way they're going, Long Island's Pine Barrens will continue to suffer, and they won't be healthy. And I have to be close to the Pine Barrens. That's what I'm about. And the other thing is safety. If it's not safe to be on Long Island anymore, then what does that mean? What does that mean? I have no choice but to leave because I don't want to live in fear of crime. I dealt with it in Westbury, and I don't want to deal with it again in my life. All right? And that's the other thing. And again, I've tried over the years. I've tried to bring attention to all these issues, to talk about, to get people involved, to fight the corruption, to fight Wall Street. And a few people have, but most people just don't. And Wall Street has their hands in everything, man. The corporations have their hands in every single thing. Sadly, that's just what happens in New York. It's all about finance professionals. It's about that demographic. And if you're not part of that demographic, and if you do something that demographic doesn't like, they will drag your name through the mud and they will harass you. And they win. The sad thing is, not enough of us have risen up to do anything about it. And the will is just not there. People are just accepting what's happening. And, and I guess it's time for me to accept the plan as well. And we all know what the plan is. As long as things keep going the way they're going, life on Long Island will not be sustainable for me. And that's unfortunate because, we have a lot of transportation improvements to look forward to with the East Side Access, the Third Track project. But how much of that is really going to improve our lives, that's yet to be seen. We don't know what's going to happen with our bus system. There's a lot of things that worry me about the future of Long Island. But I know that there's nothing much I can do. All right? We've talked about this for years now. Years and years and years. And it's gotten me nowhere. It really has. And the end result is really the same. No matter whether I continue to bang my head against the wall here or I just enjoy the rest of my time that I have on Long Island left. Wall Street and these people on the South Shore in their preppy clothes and these white finance professionals in their towns, they'll continue to get all the attention and all the investment while the rest of us continue to get all the problems. And that's going to continue. And there's not really much I can do about it except just enjoy all the good that's left on Long Island. And, the time will eventually come when I will have to go and live in New Jersey. As long as things keep going the way they're going. It's going to be hot. It's going to be harder to get around in some ways. But it might be the only thing that I will have to do to get my peace back in my life. All right? That is pretty much all I almost everything I have to say here. So I didn't want to make this a long video. The other video will be up very shortly. Obviously, YouTube is very slow with processing things. But again, just to clarify things once again, I'm no longer I've accepted the plan. There's nothing more to do. We are getting forced out of Long Island. We're getting priced out. These snobby, lily-white finance professionals have gained more and more control. It's all about the finance industry here in New York. And the rest of us just don't matter. We don't matter anymore. It gets to the point where, we will have to, people like me will have to find another place to live where we do matter. And that place may very well be Toms River, New Jersey. That is what may happen. It seems to be an unavoidable eventuality as long as things keep going the way they're going. It's really unfortunate. I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know. There's going to be something major, something that I'm no longer going to be able to deal with in my life on Long Island. That's going to eventually happen, and I will have to leave. And that is, I hope that day doesn't come. But anyway, when it comes to what I do here, we're not going to document all the problems anymore. We're not going to talk about the crime. We're not going to, again. The links below are people you can follow that'll continue to report on the crime, and I thank them very much. Well, Daily Voice and Laura Uli, they know what's important to people on Long Island, unlike News 12, which is obviously geared to a certain demographic. But again, it's all about that demographic. It's all about money. It's all about making money. And they don't care about the environment here. The money is paramount in New York. Money talks and everything else walks. That's the way it is in New York, and those aren't the values I share. So that's why, as long as that continues to be the values of New York society, then I will have no choice but to live somewhere where my values of preservation and fairness and the environment are more honored. And that place is New Jersey. So that is going to be it for this video. Thank you for watching. And again, stay tuned for that other video. Will be coming up a little bit later tonight, again, because YouTube takes forever to process things. All right, so I'm not going to be involved in any of this stuff. And I have other announcements in that video that you'll definitely want to watch as well. So thank you for watching. Take care. And remember what it's all about. I know what it's all about. It's all about those great shapes, man.